What's up guys, Bluddshed here, bringing you the Monk starter build for Diablo 3, patch 264 and season 16. Now this starter build is based off the Uliana set. It's what we get for Haedrig's this time around. Now if you want to know what this series is, it's kind of like a theory crafting series where we give you recommendations at the start of a season through the whole process and then kind of usher you into a late game speed build. Every single class has a good start, and that's what these builds provide, is a pathway. First things first, you don't want to complete the challenge rift the week of the season. The challenge rift restarts January 14th, so just don't do the challenge rift that week. Make a seasonal character and then do your challenge rift and then claim your bag whenever you want it. Level 1, a specific level, or at level 70 at end game. We start every one of these videos off with a level 1 Bluddshed recommendation. So let's go ahead and bring those up and then we can discuss it. Let's talk about it, chat. Okay. So level 1, I would go 100% as a monk for Gundo gear. You're gonna use this your entire way with Uliana, whether you're speed farming, which is an incredibly fast speed farm build, or leveling. You just get that explosion. So if you don't know about Gundo gear, the on death explosion creates another explosion. It's like a domino effect. It's one of the most beautifully fun builds to look at. I'll put a link in the description. All links for everything we talk about will be down below in the description. It's awesome. We already covered this on the channel and a lot of people love it. Now, if you wanted to go for the safer route and go for Rivera dancers, that's a good option also. I would specifically consider Rivera dancers if I had a group to carry, or like, let's say you're playing with new players or you're playing with friends that are playing demon hunters and they're going to do the Castarian start, then maybe I would go for more damage and try to carry. But typically I would say Gundo gear is really good value. Either one is a good choice. You could even make a case for Poxfalds if you're doing massacre bonuses at level 1. That might be pretty solid. Sometimes you get crowd controlled and you can't reach the mob, and that poison tick will save your bonus. It's just ticking away, always doing damage. It's really powerful too. Poxfalds is super underrated, highly underrated. A little side note, if you're going for LTK boots and you get them right away, you can actually roll for the helmet pretty quickly. At level 19, the LTK helmet becomes available. And there's only 3 helms, so you have to factor in the Spirit Stones, which is 1 and 2, and Leoric's Crown. So not a bad start. You get 2 LTK multipliers, and you can really carry your group. But again, it's not necessary. Monk is really powerful. The Uliana set is super underrated. All right, for leveling spells, you want to use Mangle. It hits super hard, and you get it really early on. Any high damage generator is really good, and then you can use things like seize the initiative, any kind of attack speed you can pull out. Spenders, you want to use like lashing tail kick or wave of light as your spender, but your generator is going to do a lot of damage. EP is going to do a lot of damage. As you're leveling up, use these kind of spells and it'll really help you out. Sweeping Winds is another good one. It does that residual damage. I'll kind of show you right here. So Sweeping Winds is really good. You just have this aura around your character just constantly doing damage, and it helps pop Exploding Palms as well. You're probably going to have one of those multipliers that we talked about at level 1, so Monk should be fine while leveling. Just kind of play off the legendaries that you find and use those to your advantage. As you're leveling up to the game, keep an eye out at level 61, like your last 10 levels before you hit 70. Keep an eye out for double crit jewelry. It's really important. I always recommend it. A lot of the times I'll use yellow gear over legendaries for the stats. You want those raw stats. It's really, really important. Also, when you hit 70, we're just salvage everything that you have and remake all your stuff at level 70. Get better ones. If they're not good, just remake them all. It's not a big deal. Super cheap to reroll, level 70, crafted gear specifically. Okay, if you don't know about the Uliana set, the 2-piece applies Exploding Palm for free. So every 3rd hit, boom, 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 it applies EP. So if you have attack speed like we talked about, it's gonna just apply EPs all over the map. And your 4-piece, which you get really early on, your 7-sided strike does 777 total damage with each hit. It's incredible single target. You're like 2-shotting, 1-2-shotting the Rift Guardian, and then the EP covers your wave clear. So this is an incredibly fast start. You can see in the video, we have no Paragon, no Legendary Gems, nothing beneficial in the cube. Nope, like literally nothing, man. Just the crappy low-level marquee gems and everything. Go monks. We're using Blinding Speed with Dashing Strike. That's gonna give us 40% dodge chance for 4 seconds. Plus we're using Mantra of Salvation Agility, which is 35 dodge, and all resist. So you're pretty tanky considering you're, a squishy monk. You're actually pretty tanky overall. And I'm using the fire ally in this build just to help pop those targets since we don't have any spenders in the build. So that's the fire ally. When you actually manually click it, you're getting like a 500% weapon damage bomb, and that's going to help pop EPs if you don't get it. And normally, talking about EP, we go with the fire rune early on, but since monk doesn't really need single target, normally I use fire rune with EP to kind of put a fire dot to kind of kill single targets. Normally we do that, but since you have such a good single target with 7-sided strike, I decided to go with the cold rune. Cold rune's what we're going to use anyway for endgame. It does 6,300 AoE icicle nuke, which you probably can see on the screen here. And then, like I said, we don't need it for the Rift Guardian, so it doesn't matter. The reason why I'm even talking about it is because the cold rune removes the dot effect. So DPS combos, right? It's pretty straightforward. Let's go to Kadala, our favorite test dummy. Hit, hit, hit. There's going to be EP here, and then you 7-sided strike to pop it. Sometimes it might not pop right away, or if 7-sided strike is on cooldown, you can manually click fire ally, and then they all explode on your target, and that helps pop EPs. But worst case scenario, you have Mangle, man. You're hitting, you got a really high 255 damage attack. Plus, like I said, seize the initiative increases your attack speed by 30%. So you're going to be popping the EPs regardless. The 6-piece bonus increases the damage of Exploding Palm by 2100. This is skyrocketing 2-3 times the damage in 264 and detonates Exploding Palm. So you don't even need anything to pop it at that point. You adjust 7-sided strike and it'll blow up. So that's maybe when cooldown starts to be a little bit more important. You start to look for double crit cooldown everywhere just so you can get 7-sided strike up more often. Or once you get the 7-sided strike staff, that'll definitely help you as well. The Flow of Eternity increases the damage and reduces the cooldown by 60%. Until you get this though, just kind of maybe add cooldown wherever you can, but don't freak out about it. Before you do your GR20 clear, you can upgrade a fist weapon and maybe you'll get like the Fist of Az or the Lion's Claw or something you might use for a future speed farm video. You have to do it anyway, so you might as well do a fist weapon, kind of go for broke, get something really good, right? When you kill Malthael the first time any season on any difficulty, you get Reaper's Wraps. The first GR you do every single season, even if it's a GR level 1, you get a Bane of the Powerful. All these things will definitely help you along the way. It is a Ring of Royal Grandeur season, so you only need 5 items to get the 6-piece bonus. So let's say you're just doing your seasonal journey and you have your 4-piece set and you find another pair of gloves or another shoulder. You can actually go to the Skill of Nilfer. It costs 10 DBs and 10 souls. You can flip it and maybe you'll get a chest piece out of it. And then if you equip it, you get that Ring of Royal Grandeur effect for free. And now you have the 6-piece bonus right away. So you might get lucky. Pay attention to that if you get duplicates or anything. Anyways, guys, that's going to be all for me today. Make sure to follow me up above at twitch.tv/bloodshed. Monk was probably the second easiest starter build to complete behind Arakir, Witch Doctor. They both have incredibly strong starts. And I'm going to have speed builds for everything. I'm going to make this process as painless as possible for everyone. If you've never tried Monk or any of these classes, hopefully these videos help get you on the right track. And anyways, I'm sorry to babble. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.